So we found a story online about a lady who says her mother-in-law did not perform duties attached to Omuguo. According to her, my mom-in-law came in for Omuguo and basically did nothing. All she does is eat, sleep, and watch television. According to her, she had a cesarean session and she was trying to recuperate, and yet her mother-in-law was unable to assist her. Now, this is a conversation we've had many times, but the real conversation is, as we go into this new world, this automated world, this new women-empowered world, the concept of Omuguo, is this still relevant? Because we are also getting to the stage where we're going to become adults. We're going to become powerful women, independent women. We're owning companies, we're MDs of companies, we're building empires. And at some point, if would our children require, or our children's husbands or family or loved ones require us to come and do Omuguo, should there be a new meaning, a new definition to this responsibility that we've accorded to mothers-in-law? That's the conversation. You can call us on 081 076 1679 090 241 3440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Entertainment _. Please hashtag YoVTVC so we can read your tweets. So who'd like to go first? I mean, go ahead.
Omuguo, as it is with the Igbo name, means your mom comes to take care of you when you put to birth and help you ease into motherhood. But it's different across cultures in Nigeria. So in the southwest, amongst the Yorubas, it's your mother-in-law that comes to ease her grandchild, who's her son's child, into motherhood. And so you now have this kind of situation where you're supposed to revere that person. And the person is supposed to come and help you ease into motherhood, make life easier for you. So you just put to bed, like the story says, she has a cesarean session. She needs help. She needs someone that will help care for her, bathe the baby, help her ease, really. It's more like serving and then, connecting with the baby. And mothers-in-laws that you cannot then tell, I need something, are the ones that will come. So the girl in this case now has a cesarean session. The mother-in-law came for holiday vacation. She came to sleep. She's resting. She don't have pepper soup and pounded jam like the Edo people do, ready for her daughter-in-law in the morning. She don't send. And so the girl is faced with a situation and asking that, her husband should go. Someone then replied on that tweet and said, the husband she should ask her husband to get her a maid. And I'm like, then the culture no longer serves us. If that's the situation, we need that help. I know when I had my first child, how my mother explained that till the 40th day of birth, they are watching you, hoping that you don't have any postnatal emergencies. So they will be careful. There was a time I was breastfeeding and I passed out. I did not eat. I was thinking I wanted to get my shape back so fast or something. And then I did not eat. And then I didn't know that breastfeeding was such a process, and I fell. And from hunger, and hey, auntie, you have to eat well. So she was always getting my food ready. It was my mom that was with me, getting me help and all of that. So I know how important that 40 days is. So imagine how a woman who is just learning all these things will be doing. How to bathe the baby, make sure the baby's neck doesn't bend, and then you have your mother-in-law just looking at you, how you did well,
Well, let me come to you, because
so
different perspective.
Yeah, so Omuguo, the name, I've always just associated it with the Igbo culture, but today is so mainstream. Just not too long ago, friends of ours, their daughter just had a baby, and I'm like, oh, where's auntie? They said, oh, she's gone for Omuguo. I just thought it was cute. It's now mainstream. Like, you now use it in the North as a word, when you go to help take care of children. But I also remember when I had my first child, and my mom was with me. I remember my mother-in-law saying, I'm the one that is meant to be there, but I'm old and I'm not feeling too well. So she was very grateful to my mom, always calling to thank her for that. And in my mind, I was like, it's my mom, she's meant to do it, But, so it just helped me appreciate the culture that this is expected. But I got a lot of help from my mom, my auntie, my sister, they were all around me. It made it seamless. Because I have now, I thought it was just normal, because I have seen people who have had a different experience. And I know how important that period is. When I had my second child, my mom was at work, she could not make it to me. And I remember the first few days I was feeling a certain way. This is my second birth. You know, I was already feeling a certain way, like, no, you have to make it. And she came. So it's an important period. And now, for me, it shouldn't be about who should come to enjoy the family money. Because I've heard that argument that why should the mother-in-law go? You know, or why should the mother of the bride go? It's about enjoying the whatever perks that should be there. It should really be about the person that can give the person help. It may not even be a mother, it may be a sibling, it may be a cousin, you know, that can actually give someone help. I've heard stories of people who say their mothers couldn't do it, their own mothers. So this is not even about mothers-in-law. Their own biological mothers are unable to do it. They never had that experience themselves, you know, so they had to do it with their mother. So let's not make this about coming to enjoy any perks. Make it about those who can provide it. So Omuguo, as a cultural thing, I like that. We really need to help new mothers ease into motherhood, but put the right person there.
Okay,
if you know you can't, don't go.
I'm that example you gave. I didn't have any of that. I've always said it, and I've shared this story several times. And the truth is that many of our counterparts who live in different countries don't have their mother-in-law. There could be different reasons they couldn't get visas, you know, and they just have to find a way. So as much as I appreciate it's a culture, it's a practice, let's not make it look as if it can't be done, then something is really, really abnormal. Because there are, in my own case, for example, I've said this story many years ago. When I had my first child, and you know, I thought everybody would be excited. My mom's sister was very excited. I mean, even my mom was excited, obviously. So I would never forget that I came from the hospital. The doctor who took care of me, he sewed me up.
Yeah,
like, he sewed me really bad, and I was in pain. I got home, I was on the bed, I sat down, and I was crying internally because I had mommy, my mom's sister, and they were all coming to the room, checking on the baby and everything. I was in serious pain. My mom came, she sat next to me, and she was just eating her apple and just being happy. And like, she didn't even notice I was crying. Her sister came like an hour after.
I saw you.
I came upstairs and said, "You're in pain. What's wrong with you?" And that's when I said, "Hey, is you in pain? What happened to you?" My mother had no clue. So the point is that for my own mother, she already told me that I can't do that. She'll carry your baby for 2 minutes and she's like,
take your thing.
Take your baby, you know, lovely. She'll greet you from afar. Yeah. So I already knew my mother was not going to, so I wasn't even bothered by my mom. Now my mother-in-law, she's married and I had a husband. She wasn't going to leave her husband and come and live all the way from the fair and come and meet you in. Okay. She wasn't going to do that. So I had twins and I had to take care of them myself. Wow. Now, I was helped by my first child. I had Auntie Yabo, who stayed with me. So my mother left that one. But please, me, I can't do it, but you stay. She was with me for 3 months, back to back. But for my twins, me, myself, and God. Wow. So I would bath them, and I would do those things. And, you know, and even my mama wanted to help.
Yeah.
Mama would come
grandma.
to the house. Grandma came to the house and said, "Listen, I want to carry these children, but they will fall. My hands are no more strong. Yeah. So please, I'll just be here, you know, when she can. Maybe like, but she can't carry it, she can't bath baby." So I knew that she would have done what Mama Brown, that's Femi's mom, would have loved to do, but she couldn't because of her age. So that was the reality.
There was a popular experience I had. So this omoguo thing is not necessarily about your mother-in-law or your mom.
Exactly.
Wherever you are, it is a culture Africans understand. So my mother, God bless her, showed the example all my life growing up. I cannot count the number of babies of my neighbors my mother took care of. So once a new mother was returning from the hospital, Alaja, as she's popularly called by some people, or Rashida, as some people would call her, she will show up in your kitchen, she will boil the water. Mm. She will bathe the baby as the baby is coming. They used to use palm oil, native sponge, and black soap. So they say they take the baby body odor and all of that away. Yeah. And then they will cook for the mother. Based on your culture, my mother would pound the yam and our black soup. Black soup in our place is supposed to help cleanse the blood. Depending on the level of pepper, I could not stand pepper in my own, the first one I had. And she would do that for all those mothers growing up. Till their mothers show up, my mother would be going there every morning before she goes to open her shop. Mm. She didn't have to be their mother.
You saw that. And that's your own expectation.
So now...
Some people didn't see that. They can't have that kind of expression. They don't expect somebody to come and do that for them.
Yeah, well, I grew up very communally. I still live, I try to live that life. So right now I'm working. When a friend of mine had a baby, and her mom is passed while she was pregnant, and I knew her dad and mom passed 3 months of each other while she was pregnant with that baby. In the morning, my own is to carry my bucket of pap and show up. Wait, who is making the pap? Another neighbor will say, okay, I'm the one at work, I'm going to work. Make sure she eats breakfast. So I grew up like that because I saw those women gather. My mom, her friends, they will shop. One would just say, this is the one that can hold new baby. Yeah, I can't hold new baby. My mom was the one holding all the new babies.
Before I go, because I know I wanted you to
have to be.
My own thoughts, because I'm done both.
Okay.
I've been a recipient and I have given. You know, when I had my daughter, my mom came, but I was lucky. I didn't have just my mom. I had my mom, my grandmom, and my sister. In fact, my husband drove all of them. I'm tired. Go. You know? But I had nothing to do. My mother was there. My sister did all the work. She would back the baby. And I had a cesarean, so I was totally spoiled. I didn't even have to carry the baby. So when my daughter was going to give birth, automatically, I wanted to do what my own mother did for me. So I went there and I stayed with her with Temidire, I stayed for 2.5 months. But with Temidire, he was lucky because I went to England like 3 times that year. You know, so, and he even got to know me. That's why maybe he's so close to me, because I was there for him. And when she was going back to work again, I went there for 3 months and stayed, so that the transition between not seeing your mom and was so. And I loved to do it because I loved getting close to my grandchildren. I did it with but COVID didn't let me stay too long with them, Arire. But now I still go. I will go next month. I will go and stay with them, you know, just to relieve
but let me go on a short.
I think it's important, especially at that side where you don't have help.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I want to, let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.